Oh, here he come again. He know I don't want him. He know I don't want him. Man, can't this dude just leave me alone? Like, look at me. Look at me. I don't look like the next top model. What his problem is? I can't believe this dude always all up in my face. I don't want him in my face. I mean, look at me. I'm gay. Don't he know that I'm gay? He can't tell. Am I going to have to tell old boy that I'm gay? It's like these dudes don't have no respect for women no more. It's like they can't respect the fact that a woman is a lesbian. Like, I can't believe that he think I want him. I mean, yeah, I know I look good, but I don't look so good to where it look like I want a man. I mean, look at me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm swagged out. You know, I dress better than he do. And I'm in a dude's clothes. But that still don't mean that he should know that I am a lesbian. Like, am I really going to have to tell him, because I'm so tired of him coming at me, asking me for my digits? Like, I'm not giving him my digits. I'm not. I'm just not going to do it. Dude, I'm gay. As you can see, I was doing a bit of a simulation of what a lot of women experience practically almost every day as women who identify as lesbians. They run into heterosexual men who approach them. And of course, a man does not know whether or not you like men unless he actually really knows this about you. But there are some situations where a homosexual woman, which is a gay woman, in her mind, she thinks because of her physical appearance, the way she carries herself, that a man should obviously know that she is a lesbian. But truthfully, he may not know. So why would a man not know that a woman is a lesbian? Well, there's a few reasons I'm sure that you could think of. But I wanted to address this topic today because I know that this is an issue that a lot of lesbian women deal with often when it comes to heterosexual men. And there are heterosexual men who are running into this same issue when it comes to women, because a lot of heterosexual men are attracted to lesbians who they know that are lesbians. But what about the women who they do not know are lesbians? In that scenario, do you think that a man should know that you identify as a lesbian? Well, I'll tell you what my lesbian perspective is. And I titled my video, "Should a Woman Tell a Man That She Is a Lesbian?" I am Giselle Wallace, lesbian life coach and author, and I do provide my lesbian perspective here on my YouTube channel. If that interests you, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Should a woman tell a man that she is a lesbian? Well, I have previously discussed this question before, and my strong answer is no. But there are certain circumstances where, yes, a woman should let a man know that she is a lesbian. So I guess I'll just mention why my answer is no, but then I also answer why I say yes to this question: should a woman tell a man that she is a lesbian? And my one answer for no and my one answer for yes is not exhaustive. There's other reasons why I could answer no or yes to this question, but for the sake of this video, I'll just address one answer for each response. Why do I think women should not tell a man that she is a lesbian? Because your sexual orientation is your privacy. And it also is your identity. And when you reveal certain information about yourself, it can absolutely put you in harm's way. Women experience life much different from men, and women are the softer sex. We are not as physically strong as the male sex. The majority, most women are not as physically strong as the male sex. There are some exceptions, but it goes beyond just the physical side. The way a woman is wired mentally and emotionally, women naturally desire to feel safe and secure in their environment, wherever they are. And if they feel in any shape or form threatened or uncertain about who is around her, then she does not want to make herself known to whoever the person is around her. And in this context, the man that is within her vicinity, she may not want to reveal to this man that she is a lesbian, because certain men do not take rejection well. And you could tell a man, no, I'm not interested in you. And then he'll ask you, why not? And you could answer and say, because I am a lesbian. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with your answer. I've revealed that I am a lesbian to men before as well. But I don't, in my daily life, let people know I am a lesbian. I know since you listen to my content here on my YouTube channel, or maybe you've hired me for life coaching, maybe you've purchased a book or a course, and you're aware that I'm a lesbian, but that's because you know me from social media, or however you learned about me and contacted me. Maybe you reached out to me from my website, GiselleAWallace.com, for example, and you saw what services I provide, and you got in touch with me. Now, my situation is an exception to the rule, because I let people know that I'm a lesbian because of the type of business that I have. I do coach same-sex attracted people. And so therefore people know that I'm a lesbian. But in my everyday life, I don't walk around and just voluntarily tell people, hi, I'm a lesbian. And the reason why I don't do that is because I don't have to do it. And well, it really doesn't make sense for me to do it. Like, why would I just go around and just randomly tell people I'm a lesbian, or even if I'm in a conversation with a person, whether I've known you for maybe a year or less, the friendship may not be as strong as someone who I've known for 5 or plus more years. So it just depends on the nature of the relationship that I have with someone. And I'm referring to a platonic relationship, for example. It just depends. And I know that not everybody is mature enough, or some people do not have the same belief system as you do, especially when it comes to sexual orientation. You never know what a person thinks about someone who is lesbian, gay, or bisexual, or within the LGBTQIA plus community. So you don't have to invite trouble in your life. And that's pretty much how I view it. I know that I'm not the issue, but I don't have any control on about how somebody reacts to me from the outside, because everybody is responsible for their own thoughts and behavior. But as a woman, when it comes to men, I don't voluntarily tell men that I'm a lesbian. If a man is very assertive or aggressive in his pursuit of me, I still don't necessarily have to let him know that I'm a lesbian. And also, I can kind of read people, and you feel energy. And I know that the majority of men, they know who they can approach and who they cannot approach. So, men are not dumb. They know who they can kind of be real assertive with, and they know the kind of woman that, oh, let me back off, or she don't play, and he'll pretty much go on about his way. But you still may run into someone who is a knucklehead and who tries to exert his masculine energy to the point where he feels like if I go after her strong enough, then she's going to give in. Well, you have males who do that. I call them males intentionally because they're not men. Because men should not bully women into liking them or bully women into being with them in any form or fashion. It's really a very wicked behavior for a man to overpower a woman because he's already physically stronger than her. But to even, just speak to a woman very abrasively and harshly and in a controlling manner, a lot of men will do that without physically even touching you, in a harmful way. And so that is extremely toxic behavior. And I don't condone or respect any man that does that. And I'm saying man now, but I really don't consider him a man. He's a male. But I don't believe that women need to reveal their lesbian identity to a man, because what happens in some cases is that you, in your mind, are thinking, well, if I let this man know that I am a gay woman or I'm a lesbian, whatever verbiage that you use to describe your sexual orientation as a woman who loves women, you in your mind as a woman are thinking this will deter this man from liking me. He'll just leave me alone once I say, hey, I'm a lesbian. Hey, I'm gay. But you are a woman, and women are wired differently, emotionally, mentally, and physically, completely different from the way a man's mind works and operates. If a man hears you say that you are a lesbian, this may entice him even more. He'll become even more interested in chasing you. So it becomes a challenge to a man, because not only have you told him no, because men respond to the word no. You know, they respond to the word no. How they respond depends on the situation. But usually a man will pry and ask you why not. And for one, that's none of his business. Honestly, if he says why not after he's asked you out, you know, for drinks, or maybe he says, can I have your phone number? Or what is your whatever social media account handle? You don't have to give this man any of that information. But if you be like, oh, no, thank you, you know, have a good day, and you go on about your day, if he tries to touch you anywhere, if he tries to pull your arm to keep you standing where he is, he's already someone who is very disoriented with life. He's very controlling, obviously, and he's probably very volatile. So hopefully he does not put his hands on you to try to prevent you from walking away or whatnot. But in those circumstances, it's always good to be in a public setting when you are around a man that you don't feel safe around, because maybe you've seen him around before and he keeps coming up to you and talking to you, kind of like the skit that I did at the beginning. Obviously, this woman has run into this guy before and he keeps coming after her. So there are situations where that may happen, and you may have to take legal action. You may have to scream. You may have to fight or flight, run for your life, whatever you need to do to get away from that person. Hopefully it doesn't go that far to that extent, but if it's a person you keep running into, always be in a public setting, hopefully in the daytime. But if you are in a situation where you are by yourself, well, you can still do, as I previously mentioned, they call it fight or flight, and do whatever you have to do. Some women even keep their phone on speed dial to call 911. So maybe you could have your hand in your pocket or your purse, and you know how to hit speed dial on your phone, for example. Whatever you need to do, get away from that person. But you don't have to let a man know that you are gay, that you are a lesbian, because it's none of his business, because it is your identity. And people, when they get information about you, some people are very perverted and they'll use the information against you. So maybe this will cause, as I mentioned, a man to chase you even more. Maybe he'll go and tell other people that you are a lesbian, because there's people who don't know how to keep their mouth shut once they learn something about you. Some people don't know how to keep a conversation between just the two people who are having that conversation. So you could say you're gay or you're lesbian, and your intention is just to keep it between you and that man. But he'll go out and he'll tell his homeboys, yo, I talked to such and such. You know what she told me? She said she's a lesbian. And then they having this conversation about you, and he starts spreading it to his other homeboys. Next thing you know, all of his homeboys are always up in your face. So as you're thinking, hey, I'm going to say I'm a lesbian, I'm going to say I'm gay to ward off this guy. But that causes him to want you even more. And he'll go and tell his homeboys. And next thing you know, they're all chasing you. So you just really don't know how this can just really turn into a horrible situation. And that's why I say to eliminate all of that drama. You don't have to say you're gay. You don't have to say you're lesbian. Now, in the situation before of me having the skit, this was a way for you to kind of think about, well, what kind of physical appearance does she have? Because there are lesbians who feel like since they dress tomboyish or masculine in appearance, they think that all men should already know that you're gay or that you're lesbian. But this is not the case. So this man could be looking at you and you think that you look like one of the boys, but he's thinking about how cute you are. Because a man doesn't see you as another guy. He sees you as a woman. So keep that in mind if you are a lesbian or gay woman who dresses masculine in appearance, tomboyish. You think that maybe the way you dress is going to ward off men, but you can't understand why it seems to attract men. Well, men are still attracted to you because they're heterosexual men and they see you as a woman. Now, if you are a gay woman or a lesbian woman who is feminine in appearance, you dress in feminine clothes, you have feminine mannerisms, but you identify as a lesbian, this situation can be very messy for a feminine lesbian. And some lesbians, there's different ways that a woman who is a lesbian, who is feminine in appearance, there's different ways that she presents herself. A lot of times you don't have to be dressed up in a dress that is fitted and you have maybe 6-inch heels on and lipstick and 8-inch nails. There's different ways that women who are feminine appearance dress. Some women dress very casually. Some women dress very exotic. There's variations in the way women present femininity, and the way they present themselves is beautiful in their own way. Just like lesbians who dress more tomboyish or masculine in appearance, it's beauty in their own way. But when you're a feminine presenting woman, a man already is thinking, oh, you're really attractive. And he's not thinking at all that you're a lesbian. Because most men think that all women want a man anyway. So feminine presenting women have a different challenge than more tomboyish masculine presenting women do. We all have our challenges, but men get even more aggressive with feminine presenting women because they like to think that we're playing hard to get, because I'm a feminine presenting woman. And they think when we tell them that we're a lesbian and that we're not interested in being involved with a man, this man finds it to be amusing. He doesn't take you seriously, in other words. And he thinks that you're just playing hard to get. So it gets more and more complex. And that's why I do not believe that a woman should let a man know that she is a lesbian. Now, to my answer of yes, a woman needs to tell a man that she is a lesbian, I would say that if a man is related to you by blood and you feel a certain respect for this man, you feel close to this man because maybe he's your grandfather, maybe he's your father, maybe he's your stepfather, maybe he's your uncle or your brother or your male cousins. So this is when you are actually related to this person by kin. Well, then, yes, that's fine if you let a man in your family know that you are a lesbian. However, you still do not have control over how this man will react or respond to you by you revealing that you are a lesbian or a gay woman, because you just don't know until you tell him. So maybe you decide you want to come out, to your dad. Maybe you want to come out to your brother. That's completely up to you. So in that situation, yes, you can let a man know that you are a lesbian. When is another time that, yes, you can let a man know that you are a lesbian? Well, if you know a guy and he's a good friend of yours, he's not just an associate, meaning you just know him randomly because sometimes you like to go jogging and he likes to go jogging too, and you see him every once in a while at the gym, or maybe you both like to go to the same coffee shop and you just run into each other and you'd say casually, hi, how you doing? Maybe make some small talk. You don't have to say that you're a lesbian to this man. But if he's somebody who you've been knowing for some time and you get along really well, you figured out his character, he seems to be a really good guy. Well, maybe you decide, well, I just really think that I want to share with him that I'm a lesbian because, I trust the guy and we've been really cool for a long time. So I think that if I just let him know I'm a lesbian, then it'll just be open and clear that, hey, I'm a lesbian. He'll learn something else about who I am, because I kind of just feel like I want to share that side with him, because he's opened up to me about a lot of personal things in his life. So why not? I'll just let him know I'm a lesbian. Well, if you feel like you want to share that with a close friend who is a man, well, go for it. What about in the case where a man is trying to date you? Well, you already know you don't want to date this man. And women, we're smart. We pick up when a man likes us. And say like you get good vibes with this guy. You can tell he's a really good guy. And he's always, just going out of his way to just treat you. For example, like he'll be like, hey, I'm going to go and get some coffee. Did you want me to bring you something back? And, maybe you're at work and you're in the office and you really don't feel like leaving, off site to go and drive and pick up some coffee. And you kind of want some coffee, you're about to have a long day. It's an early morning You're like, hey, I appreciate you. Yes, let me give you some change so you can go and pick me up a coffee. He's like, no, it's on me, it's on me. Now he doesn't do this every day, so it's not like it's overwhelming. But every once in a while, he's just a good guy and he just offers to buy you coffee, for example. Maybe every once in a while, he offers to buy your lunch. And you finally just say, hey, no, 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 I appreciate you, but no, I'll get my own lunch. But then he just wants to sit by you in the lunch, the office. Well, you know how some places you work, they have a cafeteria. And you never like leave the job site to go eat with him like at a restaurant, because you already know that may give him an idea that you like him. And so you don't want to give him a feeling that you like him like that, romantically. So you stay away from like literally going out with him outside of the job. But since you work with this guy, every once in a while, okay, you let him sit with you when you're eating lunch. But then he finally just pops the question and he says, I think you're so pretty and you're so kind, and I just would love to take you out. Like this weekend, if you're free, can I please take you out on a date? And you're looking at him and, he's a great guy, but you know that you are a lesbian. So what do? Do you tell him you're a lesbian? Well, because you've known him a while, you get a good vibe with him. If you decide, yes, let me go ahead and let him know that I'm gay, because I don't want this guy wasting his time or his money on me, because I'm not going to use him like that. Well, that's up to your discretion, and why not? Sure, go ahead and let the man know that you are a lesbian, because once he knows that, if he is really a good guy and a respectful guy, he'll respond like, wow, I didn't know that. I'm so sorry. I apologize if I've offended you. I'm so sorry. I respectfully like you, and I understand now that you are a lesbian. I think lesbians are awesome. I'm so sorry. And you're like, you are just totally fine. I just wanted you to be aware that I am a lesbian, and I really think you are a great guy, but I think that we will be good as just being friends. So in those scenarios, yes, sure, let the men know you are a lesbian, you are a gay woman. Well, that's all I have for now. I hope that this message brings you some clarity on my answer no and my answer yes to the question, should a woman tell a man that she is a lesbian? My name is Giselle Wallace, lesbian life coach and author. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.